Welcome back to the FlipNerd.com REI Classroom, where experts from across the real estate investing industry teach you quick lessons to take your business to the next level. And now, let's meet today's expert host.
Hi there, and welcome to the REI Classroom. My name is Michael Blanc. You're in the right place if you want to learn all about apartment building investing. Today's topic is going to be, should you raise money from friends and family?
This REI Classroom real estate lesson is sponsored by theinvestormachine.com, FlipNerd's private investor coaching program and your blueprint to investing success.
So if you've followed me for any amount of time, you know I'm all about raising money to do real estate, particularly to get into apartment building investing. Now, some people are afraid of approaching friends and family to raise money. So the question is, should you do that? Should you shy away from them, or should you go ahead and approach them? So the reason that some people don't want to do that is because they're afraid that they're going to lose money, lose their friends and family money, and ruin a relationship, and that's a real concern, right? And plus it'll make very uncomfortable Thanksgiving dinners. But let's drill down on the fear. Sometimes I do this worst case scenario exercise and actually think through what could happen, versus what's likely to happen. And sometimes we find that actually the worst case scenario isn't really so bad. So let's do this. You know, first of all, when I take money from people, I feel a very overwhelming responsibility for that money, far greater than if I'm using my own money. Like if I use my own money, that's bad enough, but if I'm using a friend's or family member's money, it's to me just disastrous. And most people feel the same way. So I don't want to belittle this fear, because the responsibility is really overwhelming. But let me go through an example. And normally I talk about apartment building investing, but I know a lot of you guys are just real estate investors, so I'm going to use an example that you can probably relate to a little more, and I know a lot about as well, which is flipping houses. So let's first talk about the probability of this happening, right? Because a lot of fears are improbable, and so we have to kind of think about what's most likely. But let's say you're buying a house and you raised $100,000 from whatever four private friends and family, $25,000 each, and you use $70,000 for the house and $30,000 to repair it. And your after repair value, you estimating, is $150,000. So after all expenses and stuff like that, you're thinking you can probably net $30,000 from this house flip, which is reasonable. Now, by the time you're done, instead of making a $30,000 profit, you're actually made a $5,000 loss, right? Because your construction guy went over budget and you underestimated the after repair value. And so that compounding effect caused a loss. Now, first of all, the probability of loss, of actual losing money, to me happened really only one time out of like 34 houses. And so the probability of that happening, if you do your homework right, and are probably not very high, but it can certainly happen. So the probability itself, most likely what normally happens in a situation, is not a complete loss of, well, first of all, you're not really actually losing their capital, right? Because the real estate inherently still has value. So you improved it, and yes, you went over budget, but very rarely is there a complete and utter loss of capital. But there could be loss of capital, but it is a bit remote. But let's say, so that's number one. Point number one is normally what happens is you don't make the money that you're thinking, which is disappointing, and a lot of flippers make a little money or none at all. And it's like, why did I do all that stuff? That's the most likely scenario if things go bad. Actual loss is pretty remote. But let's say it happens. So number one, remote. Number two, let's say it happens. You have two options with your friends and family. You can call them up and say, hey guys, I'm sorry, I just lost $5,000 of the money you put in. So each of you guys, lost $1,250 in principal. And you could do that, right? Because, what can you do? There's just nothing there. So, are they going to stop talking to you over a loss of $1,200? Probably not. They'll probably get over it and go, wow, that was, they might not invest with you anymore, even though I think they would, right? Potentially, because, especially if you can do more of this stuff. So, but they're not going to stop talking to you over this kind of money. Now, if you lose all of their principal, that could be a problem. But again, it's it's not likely that you're going to have an utter loss of capital with real estate, multifamily or houses. Option number two is to eat the loss yourself. This is my preferred method. Right? So if you're doing this, if you're flipping houses, doing real estate, you're going to have income, hopefully. And if you do have a loss, you do your best that you can to eat it. I've done it. I've eaten losses for my investors. I've made my investors whole, not just their principal, but their interest at my detriment. And I know others who have lost a boatload of money on like luxury houses. They got themselves in over their head, and I mean literally in the hundreds of $1,000s. And I know an example of one investor, and she actually borrowed out of her IRA to make her investors whole. I just get goosebumps thinking about that. That is commitment, guys. That is commitment to your investors when you will go and basically make your investors whole at whatever price. That is character, okay? That's option number 2, and that to me is the best option. So if you look at the two options, okay, either of those options preserve your relationship with your friends and family, okay? That's on one number. Now, let's look at the downside of that. Let's look at the downside of not taking friends and family money. Okay, so we're just a fear, but let's look at the actual downside. Here's the thing: if you philosophically don't take money from friends and family, you have a much bigger hurdle to overcome, because your friends and family are the people who know you, trust you, like you, are more likely to help you with your real estate investing. So if you say, nope, I'm good, I don't want to ruin our relationship for a fear that will never happen, you have a lot more work to do. Now, can it be done? Of course. You can go out to the cold network, and it's going to take a lot longer to do it, right? So I really would challenge you to look at your fear and examine your fear that you have of actually involving your friends and family in your real estate. And my opinion is that it's better. The pros far outweigh the cons. But I don't know. Let me know if there's a chat box below here, the video. Let me know what you think about that, because we can have a discussion about that. So that's what my opinion is about raising money from friends and family. I think you should do it. All right, I hope you found that useful in getting started with apartment buildings or real estate in general, but apartment buildings specifically, about raising money. If you want more information about raising money, you can look more on my other REI Classroom episodes. I do spend a lot of time talking about money. I also have additional resources on my website where you can find me on themichaelblanc.com. That's THE, michaelblanc.com. There's a free ebook there you can download. It's called The Secret to Raising Money. And if you scroll down on the homepage, you can click on the Raising Money thing, and it shows you all of my podcast articles and videos on the topic of raising money. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks very much for your attention, and I will catch you on the next episode of the REI Classroom. All right, take care.
Are you looking to change your life through real estate investing? If you're interested in either getting started or taking your business to the next level, please check out FlipNerd's private program at theinvestormachine.com. This is the most robust real estate investor coaching, networking, and mastermind on the planet, and designed for your success. If you're ready to roll up your sleeves, ready to take personal responsibility for your own success, and ready to dive into a world-class instructional coaching program that provides you step-by-step instruction to help you achieve financial freedom, then you should apply today. Spaces are limited, and candidates are only considered after an application and interview process. Our 12-month investor program is unparalleled. Think you might be a fit? Learn more today at theinvestormachine.com. Please note, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in this program do not necessarily reflect those of FlipNerd.com or any of its partners, advertisers, or affiliates. Please consult professionals before making any investment or tax decisions, as real estate investing can be risky. Are you a member yet of FlipNerd.com, the hottest real estate investing social community online? If not, you can join for free in less than 30 seconds and get access to hundreds of off-market deals, vendors in your market to help you in your business. And you can start networking with thousands of other investors just like you. Get your free account now at FlipNerd.com. Please check out the FlipNerd family of real estate investing shows, where you can access hundreds of expert interviews, quick tips, and lessons from leaders across the real estate investing industry. They're available at FlipNerd.com/shows, or simply search for FlipNerd in the iTunes Store.